Hey friends, it's Diana here with my sister Maria. We're back at it again, and today we're going to be making those headbands I told you we were going to make. She's wearing one, I'm wearing one. So we're going to make them. They're super quick and easy to make. And the first thing we need to do is figure out how wide you want to make them and how long. So for ours, we did, I think it was 4 inches wide. So this is how wide we want the fabric. And then the length, I'm sorry, wide, width, same thing. The length was, we measured it on our heads to see how long we wanted our band to be. She's got a big head, so hers was a little bit bigger than mine. But my niece, she is I was gonna say an infant, but she's not an infant.
She's 3 months old. That's an infant. That's an infant. Under a year old. That's an infant, right? Well, comment down below.
She's a baby. She's a chunker.
She's a chunker.
Anyway, she fits about 3 to 6. No. She fits 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So she's like 3 months old. She is 3 months old. Sorry, I keep saying like. She is 3 months old, and we made hers 16 inches long. So that was 16 inches is how long we made it. Now we are using stretchy fabrics. So you need to make sure you gotta have some fabric that has some stretch. This one I order online. This one is from knitpop.com. But there's a ton of different online shops. I could put some links below, or really Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Walmart now has some. Just as long as it has good stretch, it will work. So you just need a tiny little bit. Even if you go to Walmart and are getting it and they cut it for you, you can have them just cut what you need and you'll be super cheap. So I'm gonna turn you down, and she's going to cut. She's looking for the rotor cutter, which is
what do you look? The little tiny ruler.
It's probably in the drawer because I cleaned up since last time she was here. I remember I showed you how messy she made my room, so I cleaned it up. Anyhow, she's gonna show you how to measure it and put it all together. So I'm gonna turn you down.
Maybe we'll see. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, that's for sure. See if my camera will stay. Okay, so here's the fabric, and it's laid out already on the mat. And this mat is really helpful because it's got all the lines. But I mean, really, you don't even need to make the lines. You just have to measure. So if you have like a small ruler and that's all you have, then what I would do is I'll just measure the 4 inches. Put it the right way. 4 inches, and then you can just mark. Usually fabrics like this, usually the back of it, see how the back of it is white because they're usually dyed. So you could just turn it to the wrong side and mark with a pencil or a pen your 4 inches, and then you can really easily see where the line for the 4 inches is. So that would be pretty easy to do. But I do have this ruler and this mat. This is a DIY style mat that they sent me to try out. They're magnetic mat, which is really cool. So I would recommend it if you're looking for a mat. She's measuring out the 16 inches.
I'm gonna do 17.
She's gonna do 17 because of the knot. So so she's gonna do 17 inches. So she's cutting that 17-inch line. Again, this doesn't really have to be like super precise. I feel like I need to like be on my knees and kind of talking to you so you can see my face. Like I feel like I need to talk to you like, you know, like looking at you. Eye to eye. And so I'm looking at you. So now this doesn't have to be 100% precise. It really isn't like, you know, some kind of weird science. But okay, so here it is. She cut it out. The 4 inches by, well, I'm measuring it wrong. 4 inches by she did 17 inches because we're doing that little knot. So she gave an extra inch for the knot. So now she's going to grab that and she's going to, what are you going to do?
You're just going to make a little knot. A little basic knot. You just want to make sure you kind of hold it so you get more of this side than the back side. That's a learning curve. So, you know, if
you know how to tie your shoes, you can do this. If you don't know how to tie your shoes, maybe you can find somebody that show them how you're doing it. That can help you. But you're just tying a knot.
Yep, that's it.
And that's all you're doing. See that knot right there? Very cute. So now that you have the knot and the band pretty much finished, you're going to grab the two ends, the raw ends, and you're going to meet them together, right sides touching. So the right sides of the fabrics are supposed to touch each other. And at that edge, that is where we're going to sew the band together. Mm-hmm. You can either use a serger, which my sister's like, I don't even know what that is. They're all sewing machines to me. But if you know what they are, you could either use a serger, you could use a sewing machine. I would say use a zigzag stitch because it's like it gives it more stretch. This part really you can even hand sew. If you have a needle and a thread, you can do this. You just hand sew that part shut. Literally, that's all you have to do. So my sister's gonna go over to the what?
Sewing machine. The serger.
The serger, and she's just gonna give it a little serge, just at that raw edge. So she's like doing this whole thing herself. So she's just placing it under. She takes forever. And so I'm gonna show you what the serger does. So if you don't know about a serger, this is what a serger does. A serger gives you like a finished edge. See how it's like finished. In a sewing machine, it will have like the stretch stitch, which is I did my headband on in the sewing machine while she was using the serger. So then now you just trim the edges. Because of the serger tails can kind of come off sometimes, you can either just tuck that tail into the thread, into the seam, or you can sew over it to tack it down. But really we just usually trim it and it's been fine. But if you want to go the extra step and do the hard part, you can. Really, it's up to you. And that's it. This seam will be on the back bottom, so you won't even be able to see it. It'll just be, let me trim that. Should have like some some
elevator
music right now while we trim this little piece.
Yeah, show me you're trimming.
Oh, no, I'm just trimming this piece right here. That's it.
Sorry, my hand was all up in your view.
Ah. And here is your band. And we'll take a picture of the little baby wearing it so you can see how cute it looks. Cute.
Easy.
Easy
I
peasy.
mean, how long did that take? 5 minutes?
So it says 8 minutes, but we've been talking like half that time, so really like 4 minutes. So that's it. Now we're going to show you how to make, so last week we kind of showed you, and I don't have a sample to show you right now because neither one of us is wearing one.
Well, we'll take the picture.
But yeah. Okay, I'll put the picture right here. Gone. Okay. Now that you saw the picture,
yes.
We're going to make that one now, and I'm going to show you how to make it. And this one is also for my niece. And the first thing you need to make is you are going to make a band, just like the one we made basically, for it to sit on, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. And this one she's going to make only 16 inches because it's the bond that goes on top of it is a whole separate thing. So she's going to make the band first, and that's going to be, again, that's the 4x16 cut. So she's going to go do that, and then we're going to come back and we're going to show you how to cut for the actual top of the head. Top knot, that's what it is. Top of the head bun, circle, bundt cake, roll, donut thing that you put in the top of the thing.
I feel it's more of a donut, yeah.
Yeah.
Donut headband.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was right. She was wrong. The donut headband.
Barely.
All right, so we cut out the 4x16 little strappy thingy that is going to go around the head. And actually this is going to be a little bit different because the seam is going to be at the top instead of being at the bottom. So we decided to leave the cute little flower for the bottom because the top is going to have the donut on top. Okay, so she's going to show you how she cuts the donut. So I'm going to point you down and then there.
So the donut doesn't really have to be, I mean, I guess it just kind of depends on how big you want the donut to be. Since it's for a 3-month-old, we don't really need a huge one. So I'm going to cut about maybe like 2 inches. 2 inches wide. And in length, I'll do maybe about 22. We're just guesstimating here. So I'll do 22 by 2. A little crooked, no big deal, it's fine.
Always close your blades. She doesn't, but you should.
Yeah.
Because when she cuts her finger off.
I'll learn my lesson there. Okay, and then with this one, what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little knot over here.
Pay attention over there.
So just like a little loop
Do it
in
again.
there.
I didn't see it.
Pay attention.
Okay, so there's the band. And you're going to
just do
a knot, but
like
don't close it shut. Just leave it into a circle form.
So then from here, you're going to feed the string through
the circle of the knot.
the circle.
Wrap it around itself.
Yeah. You want to make sure it's nice and open so it's nice and full. And just wrap it through.
This is really weird because I'm usually the one doing the tutorial.
I mean, you could do one.
You're flipping it into the hole, and you turn it sideways.
Or you could do mine.
Were we gonna? This is not even a thing.
How thick is it?
Because I have like a really tiny one.
You could do that too.
Okay, so
It doesn't really matter.
I'm making a semicircle tie knot thingy, and then I'm just feeding it through.
And the bigger you want the donut, the more fabric.
That makes sense. Mine's gonna take about 3 hours. This is my first time making a donut. This is the only kind of donut I could make because I do not know how to cook.
And this also varies depending on the fabric. If the fabric is, the fabric is thicker or thinner, you know.
This is very thin. This is double brush poly. This is double brush poly. So it's really thin. So I guess it would think it takes more of this.
Yeah, it would take more of this. See, trial and error. We're just.
Oh wait, it wasn't long enough?
I mean, it would have been long enough if it was a different type of fabric, but since this one's thinner, we made a little tiny donut. But this is fine for me. It's a 3-month-old, so I'm not complaining, and you can just fluff it out a little bit.
Okay, but really, if your donut is this small and you say you don't want it to be this small, but look how cute that's gonna look, even if we did go with this small of a donut, like once we put it on. If you didn't want to go that small, literally you can just attach another piece of fabric to this right here. You could even just fabric glue it, like for honestly, is that a thing? For honestly, you could just glue it to it and keep going around in a circle, around and around, and make it wide, thicker. Did you want to do that?
Yeah, either that or another thing you can do, you can grab another, like a thicker fabric or a different type of fabric and make that initial circle, that initial loop out of that. So you have more.
Look, it's like I'm wearing a...
But it's so tiny.
Yeah, And then
add more to
you could like she said, if you had fabric that was like a scrap fabric that's like ugly and you're like, I don't care about that, start it with that and then add the pretty fabric on top. Kind of like, you know, do you see those sponge donuts? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the sponge ones that you put on your head like a knot. You could even start with one of those and then wrap the stuff around it.
Just wrap it around.
You could do that. So what are you doing?
So you know what? I'm gonna do this. Here I go. I'm gonna start over because this is what happens. You start over. So I'm gonna do that.
I don't know why she's starting over. I don't know why she didn't just cut more of this fabric.
Because I want to show you the options, you know? Start your little, you know, it's like I've been doing this for years, you know, come on. Just want to give you options.
Yeah.
So here's just a little piece of scrap that
she did that on purpose. That was done on purpose.
It was on purpose so I could show you guys how to.
Purpose. On dolphin.
Okay.
It was done on dolphin.
Anyways. I'm so sorry, guys. Unfollow, unsubscribe.
How dare you?
Don't share. Okay, so here we just made...
I'm still struggling with this one because this is just the scrap I had. It's way too thin. That's why it's not working. It's
so
like a wreath.
here is a scrap donut.
She just did the same thing that she did to this one fabric on that one.
And then
I guess you don't even have to sew it together. You can just add on.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't have to. You just add it on there.
Because you're wrapping it around anyway.
Yeah.
So you're going to continue to wrap around it.
Okay, here we go. This is going to be the good one. This is going to be the one you guys came here to see.
I am supervising. You better get this right now. You're going to get fired.
I feel the pressure. My boss is watching me. Don't rush me.
I'm sorry, you all. She don't got her act together. You're not even showing them what you're doing.
Well, I can't work under these conditions.
Okay, so here I have this strap. And what you're going to do to this one is the same thing that we did to the other one. You're just going to meet the right sides together. And do you attach it? Do you sew it together first? What do you do, Maria?
Yeah, I sew it together first.
Okay, sew it together and then do you gather it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew this together while she does that. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it.
Or you can... No, I mean, either way. You can either sew it together and then gather it or sew it gathered. It doesn't really matter because we're not even going to see this anyways.
You don't even know what you're doing. I'm going to show you. Actually, I was going to
do it. Let her do it. Let her... Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to show you the zigzag stitch on the sewing machine because I feel like it's different options, so I'm going to show you this other option. And this sewing machine does not like this kind of material, but look, see the zigzag? It's all crazy. That's okay. I'm going to turn it, and what I'm going to do is actually right below the zigzag on the inside of the fabric, I'm going to do one straight line, and I'll show you why. One straight line of a basting stitch, a long stitch on your sewing machine.
Fluffing it out a little bit.
So if you're doing it with a sewing machine and you're using this long stitch, all you do is you pull one piece of it and it gathers it. See, now it's gathered.
Alright, and there's your donut. So you just gotta... I'm gonna fluff this side out a little bit to kind of even this one out.
You know what? I'm going to take that stitch out. Go ahead, keep going.
And then from here, this back piece, you can either sew it on there, glue it, whatever you want to do to kind of hold it up. The reason I'm folding it instead of doing like this, I'm folding it this way, is so it's closed. So you see, you can, but if you want to do this, if you want the open donut, that's fine. The little hole right there. but I like the look of it being closed. So we're just gonna attach it down here and cut.
And you can actually use this axis to wrap around the band to scrunch it up. You see how there's that seam down back there and you don't want to look at it? You can scrunch it together. Just back and forth, back and forth. I just did like up, down, up, down, up, down, you know, like scrunch it up together. And then I'm going to put my donut on there. And this part that's hanging down right there, I'm just going to wrap it underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it covers
Yep.
that seam. See that? And then you could either glue it right here, you could sew it on, and then you can cut the rest of it. And now it is on there. And then you want to put either, if you're going to just glue it, if you're just using glue, it feels so weird when I'm not looking at you. If you're just using glue, you want to make sure that you glue over here on the band, glue it together. You see that?
So it doesn't move around.
So it doesn't move around. But if you're sewing, you want to make sure you do a couple stitches on here too, on the band, so it doesn't move around. So that's it. See that? Do we have fabric glue? We used to have fabric glue. And that's it. That's your band. That's your donut band.
Probably hand sew it on. I don't know if y'all want to see that. But just adding a few little stitches here and there or gluing it on, it does the trick either way. There's your donut. And we'll put a picture of it. Well, she already put the picture on there. Never mind.
We'll put another one. Just because that little baby is so cute. You want to see it a million times. Okay. If this is all you want to see, this is it. Comment, like, share, subscribe. If you want to see her actually hand sewing, hand tacking, you want to do that, she can show you how to do it. No? Yes?
I mean, I'm not that great at it. So if you're over here making these bows and you have sewing machines and sergers, I feel like you're going to laugh at me. Laugh at my technique.
But listen, this right here, just a couple stitches in there. That's it. That's all you got to do. Or, like I said, glue right there. Glue it. And it's done. Done and done. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. Please let us know if you have any questions about anything that we did today on this sewing tutorial. Let us know if you have any questions about anything at all, where the fabric came from or whatever. I'll try to add a couple of fabric stores on the information so that way you can see them. But other than that, that's all we've got today. Where did the other band go? Here it is. So cute. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you make many, many more. Show us your pictures. I don't know how, but somehow show us your pictures. You can actually find me on Instagram at Eloise and Ezra Co. And yeah, so I hope you have a good rest of your day. Comment, like, share, and we'll see you all next time for our next tutorial. Woohoo. Bye.
Bye.